Hello students. Today we shall learn the special aspects relating to partnership, and that is called interest on partners' capital. In interest on partners' capital, we shall learn two things. One is the calculation of interest, calculation part, and next part is to learn about the accounting treatment of interest on capital in case of charge. Interest on capital is treated as charge against profit. So we have already learned accounting entries when interest on capital is treated as appropriation out of profits. In this case, we shall learn what would happen when interest on partners' capital is treated as charge against profit. So first let us understand the calculation part. You know that interest on capital is allowed to partner on the capital invested by the partner into the firm at an agreed rate which is mentioned in the partnership deed. So if partnership deed provides for allowing interest on capital, in that case only interest on capital is given. If the partnership deed is silent, then no interest on capital is allowed to the partners. So let us understand the example with the help of an example, the calculation of interest on capital. Suppose Alok, at page number 2.29 you may see it. Alok a partner had a capital of 5 lakhs on 1st April 2019. So it is the opening balance of his capital, 5 lakhs on 1st April 2019. He introduced additional capital of rupees 2 lakh on 1st October. So he again introduced in the same year, in the financial year 2019-20, 2 lakhs as additional capital on 1st October and withdrew 1 lakh on 1st January 2020. He withdrew 1 lakh on 1st January 2020. So he has withdrawn the capital, that is drawing. He has made a drawing also. If interest on capital is allowed at 10% per annum, interest on capital will be calculated as follows. It will be 57,500. I shall tell you how to calculate it. So first thing you must note that there must be provision regarding interest on capital in the partnership deed. And not only provision, there must also the partnership deed must also specify the rate at which interest on capital will be allowed. So in this case both things are given. Now you may see that 5 lakh has been given by partner to firm. So firm is liable to pay interest on capital on 5 lakhs. So 5 lakh is eligible for interest on capital for the whole year. Now since he has introduced additional capital again 2 lakhs, so on 2 lakh again the partner Alok is eligible to get interest on capital. For how many months? That is from 1st October to at the end of the year. And next, since he withdrew 1 lakh on 1st January 2020, so since he has withdrawn the money, so what kind of drawing do you think is this? I shall say that this is a drawing made out of capital. Drawing made out of capital. So out of capital. Remember, this is a drawing made out of capital. That is, he is not making a drawing for temporary purpose. He is withdrawing this money for good. For good. That is, he is not going to return this capital in the near future. So on this permanent drawing, he is not eligible to receive interest on capital from the firm. So now calculate interest on capital. Since 5 lakh is invested for 6 months, that is 1st April 2019 to 30th September. Break this accounting year into 3 parts. First 1st April to 30th September, because on 1st October 2 lakh is again invested. So 5 lakhs, on 5 lakhs 10% per annum, that is for 6 months, interest he is liable to get is 25,000. Now this 5 lakh has increased to 7 lakhs. How? Because 5 lakh was the original amount and 2 lakhs again further investment by the partner as capital. So 5 lakh plus 2 lakh, now the amount of opening capital has become 7 lakhs. So on 7 lakh the partner is eligible to get interest on capital at the rate of 10% per annum for 3 months. Why 3 months? Because from 1st October to 31st December, because on 1st January he has withdrawn certain money, 1 lakh rupees money. So on that 1 lakh he is not eligible to get the interest for the year. So we have calculated in the second part interest on capital for 3 months on 7 lakhs only, and after that this 7 lakh has reduced by rupees 1 lakh. After that, from 1st January, since he has withdrawn 1 lakh as capital, he has withdrawn this capital, he has made a drawing out of capital, not out of profits, out of capital. Therefore 7 lakh has been reduced to rupees 6 lakhs, and on 6 lakhs 10% for 3 months, only 3 months he is eligible to receive the interest. So we have calculated the interest in 3 parts. In first part we have calculated 5 lakhs into 10% into 6 by 12, and in second part 5 lakh has become 7 lakhs from 1st October. Therefore on 7 lakhs into 10%, 10 by 100 into 3 by 12 for 3 months, and now this 7 lakh has been reduced to 6 lakhs because of 1 lakh drawing. Therefore we have calculated interest 6 lakhs into 10 by 100 into 3 months. So there are 3 types of interest. Interest has been calculated in 3 parts: 25,000 plus 17,500 plus 15,000. So total interest on capital to be allowed to Alok will be 57,500. So in this way you are required to calculate the interest on capital. This is the process. Always remember, when drawing is made out of capital, then interest on capital is reduced. This is not drawing out of profits. On drawing out of profits, we calculate interest on drawings, and in that case partner is liable to pay interest on drawing to the firm. So this is the calculation part. There are various examples on this basis. There are many illustrations ahead which we shall also discuss, but first let us understand the reasons or justification for allowing interest. Why do we provide interest on capital? So the first reason is that when capitals of partners are different but profit share is equal. When capital of the partners are different, suppose there are two partners, X and Y. X has invested a capital of 70,000 and Y has invested a capital of 30,000, and they both are equal partners. So the first case was when capitals of partners are different but profit share is equal. And suppose interest on capital is 10% per annum. Then in that case, if the profit of the firm is, suppose profit of the firm as transferred from profit and loss account is rupees 10,000 only, then you prepare profit and loss appropriation account. Then what you will do? By net profit 10,000, this is appropriation account, 10,000 net profit. 2, you will give interest on capital first. So X and Y, X will receive 10% of 70,000, that is 7,000, and Y will receive 3,000, 10% of 30,000, that is 3,000. So 10,000 is distributed in this manner. X has received 7,000, Y out of profits of 10,000, X has received 7,000 because he has invested more capital, and out of profit of 10,000, Y has received less interest, less amount of profit because he has invested lesser capital. Although their profit sharing ratio is 1:1. Suppose if you have not provided this interest of capital, then this profit would have been distributed equally, that is 5,000 5,000. In that case, X would lose 2,000 and Y would have gained 2,000 more. Instead of 3,000, Y would get 5,000, and instead of 7,000, X would get only 5,000. So X is losing 2,000 and Y is getting extra of rupees 2,000. So in this case, X this is not justifiable to X, and X would object to this arrangement. Therefore, system of interest on capital is provided in the partnership deed. So next reason of justification of providing interest on capital similarly is when interest on partners' capital is not same and profit share is also not equal. In some case also it might happen, although profit share is not equal, some partner would may lose some amount of profit, or some partner would gain some amount of profit. So some partner might lose something and some partner might gain extra over and above what he was supposed to get had the interest on capital been provided. Therefore, this interest on capital provision is provided in the partnership deed. Similarly, third reason is that capital increases the earning capacity of the firm. Earning capacity, what is the reason of providing capital? A partner who is giving more capital to the firm, therefore he is adding to the earning capacity of the firm, and therefore he requires more interest on the capital invested by him. So capital increases the earning capacity of the firm, therefore a partner needs interest on that capital invested before getting any profit out of that. At the same time, suppose a point is written over here where profit is shared by the partners in the proportion of their capitals. Tell me, if the profit is shared in the proportion of their capital, will providing of interest on capital justifiable? No, because providing interest on capital in that case is of no use. Suppose in this example only the profit sharing ratio was 7:3. Then in that case also, if interest on capital were not provided, then 10,000 would have been distributed in the ratio of 7:3, and X would have got 7,000 and Y would have got 3,000. And so in PSR also they are getting the same thing had they been receiving the interest on capital. So interest on capital, whether the provision of interest on capital is there or not, it has no significance at all. So 7:3 is the in case the PSR is 7:3, in that case interest on capital, provision about interest on capital is irrelevant. Now let us understand the provisions relating to interest on capital. There are three cases mentioned over here at page 2.30. In case 1, these cases are based on provision with respect to interest on capital in the partnership deed. So when the partnership deed does not exist, or partnership deed or partners, case 1 I am telling you, when the partnership deed does not exist or partnership deed does not provide for interest on capital, partnership deed has no provision about interest on capital, in that case shall we provide interest on capital? No, interest on capital is not allowed. This has already been discussed earlier in the second class, I think, that when partnership deed is silent, in that case partnership act does not allow the firm to give interest on capital to partners. Now let us understand this case 3. When partnership deed provides for interest on capital as charge against profit. I told you, if it is not mentioned in the question that as to whether the interest on capital is a charge against profit or interest on capital is an appropriation, then what do we assume? We assume that interest on capital is a is an appropriation out of profits. It is always assumed that interest on capital is an appropriation. But if partnership deed provides means it is written in the partnership deed that interest on capital will be treated as charge against profit, then what will happen? In that case, first thing you note down that since interest is an expense to the firm, it is an expense to the firm because interest is given by firm to the partner, and since it is a charge, therefore it will not go to profit and loss appropriation account. Instead, it will go to profit and loss account. So in that case, interest on capital will be debited to profit and loss account instead of profit and loss appropriation account. And what is the second implication of charge against profit? The second implication of charge against profit is that interest on capital will be allowed in full amount will be allowed. I told you that when we have discussed a case where we have discussed it that if the available profits is less than amount of appropriation, if available profit is less than amount of appropriation, then we restrict the amount of appropriation to the amount of profit and we distribute the amount of profit in the ratio of appropriations. We have discussed it, but this rule was applicable to appropriations out of profits, the items which are appropriations out of profits. In this case, since interest on capital has become a charge against profit, therefore this rule would not apply and full amount of interest on capital payable to partners will be debited to profit and loss account, irrespective of that whether the earn has earned adequate profit or inadequate profit or the firm has earned a loss. So even if the firm's profit reduced to loss, or it reduces, or it gets converted into loss, or the firm has earned a loss, in that case also even if the firm's loss is increasing, whatever may be the case, in all cases full amount of interest on capital will be debited to profit and loss account. So interest on capital is allowed whether the firm has earned profit or has incurred loss. So you will calculate, in this case what you will do, you will calculate interest on capital payable to all the partners and you will debit this to profit and loss account in totality. You are not required to see whether the firm's profit has been converting into loss or the firm's loss is increasing. You are not required to pay attention to all these things. You are required to just debit the full amount of interest on capital to the profit and loss account. Now next, the second case is that when partnership deed provides for interest on capital. In this case, partnership deed is again providing for interest on capital, but is silent on whether interest is a charge or appropriation. Now partnership deed is silent whether interest on capital is a charge or it is an appropriation. It is silent at all. Means partnership deed is not mentioning anything about treatment of interest on capital as to whether it will be treated as charge or appropriation. So partnership deed provides for interest on capital. It is also giving you the rate at which interest on capital will be given to the firm, to the partners, but nothing is mentioned in the partnership deed specifically that it will be treated as charge against profit. So what we shall assume? We shall always assume that interest on capital is an appropriation out of profits until and unless it is mentioned specifically that interest on capital will be treated as charge against profit in the partnership deed. We are not assume interest on capital as a charge. We always assume interest on capital as an appropriation out of profits. So interest on capital is accounted as appropriation out of profits. Interest on capital is allowed only if there is profit. So it is clear that interest on capital will be allowed only if there is profit. It will, if the firm has no profit, you know the cases. If the firm has adequate profit, then full amount of interest on capital will be debited to profit and loss appropriation account. And if the firm has earned a profit equal to the amount of interest on capital, then again full amount of interest on capital will be debited to profit and loss appropriation account. But if the firm has earned inadequate profit, that is the available profit is less than amount of interest on capital, that case you also know that in that case we appropriate the profits in the ratio of appropriations, So based on those observations, there are three possible situations which are mentioned below. First case, loss is incurred. Situation 1, loss is incurred. So there is no profit. In that case, there is no question of preparing profit and loss appropriation account, because loss is transferred from profit and loss account itself. We don't prepare profit and loss appropriation account, therefore no question of allowing interest on capital. Second situation, this you can also handle. Profit before interest is equal to or more than interest. If the firm has earned profit and it is equal to or more than interest, then in that case interest on capital is allowed and full amount will be allowed at an agreed rate. Whatever be the interest on capital of all the partners, all amount will be debited to profit and loss appropriation account, because available profit is equal to or more than interest on capital. And third situation is that situation which you have already understood it, profit before interest, that is before allowing interest, profit is less than the interest, then in that case also, in that case we know that since profit earned, that is credited to profit and loss appropriation account, is less than the amount of interest payable to partners, in that case we cannot provide interest on capital in totality, that is in full amount. In that case what we do, we distribute the available profits in the ratio of appropriations, that is interest on capital. So here we will use ratio of appropriation, that is interest is allowed only to the extent of profit. First thing is that interest is allowed only to the extent of profit, and in what ratio? In the ratio of interest on capital. It is nothing but ratio of appropriation, because if you will calculate interest on capital, you will calculate, and interest on capital to be given to partners is nothing but ratio of appropriations. So there are three possible situations, and there is nothing new in this discussion. Only new thing is the third case, where you have learnt that when the interest on capital is treated as charge against profit, in that case we debit profit and loss account with the amount of interest on capital in totality. Now the journal entries you already know. If the partners capital are fixed and if the partners capital are fluctuating, in both cases you know interest on capital will be debited, but In case fixed capital, partner's current account will be created, and in case of fluctuating capital, partner's capital account will be created. And this interest on capital being expense will be transferred to profit and loss appropriation account when case 2 is applicable. Situation 2 is, that is case 2 is applicable, that is interest on capital is treated as an appropriation out of profits. But if case 3 is applicable, that is when interest on capital will be treated as charge against profit. In that case, we will debit profit and loss account. Similarly, when fluctuating capital method is followed, in that case profit and loss appropriation account will be debited when case 2 is applicable, and when case 3 is applicable, that is when partnership deed provides to treat interest on capital as charge against profit. In that case, we will debit profit and loss account for transferring full amount of interest on capital. So this is all about accounting treatment and provisions relating to interest on capital. Illustration 15 is your homework. Try to solve it, and if you find any difficulty in solving it, we shall discuss it in the next class. Thank you.